this is another thing I want to talk about, is there is like this fear. And I was thinking about something, a fear of positiveness, a fear of hopefulness, a fear of perfection, a fear of beauty, a fear of goodness. I think people are terrified of those things more than they are of evil. You know, there's the anti-God movement. How come there isn't an anti-Satan movement? You know, why don't people become, you know, if everybody's an atheist, how can they become an Satanist or something? You know, yeah. You know, people may say, well, if I don't believe in this, then I don't believe in the whole big thing. But why to focus on God and why not focus on Satan? Because it's an anti-anything positive. I think it's an overall thing. There are people who are so much against a positive attitude, so much against something that's good, so much against anything that's positive, because the real fear is the fear of disappointment. You know, I'm going to talk about something, and about things that have gone on in life, that I have experienced. When in a previous place where I was working, the place before I am now, there was a general negative attitude. Where I am now, I think people are a little bit more positive. But I think where I was before, it was very, very negative. And I know some of my coworkers are probably going to watch this video and say, "Oh, Phil, how could you say that?" Yeah, but it was. And I think people were afraid of having hope in a negative situation. When you're in a bad situation, basically you want to stay negative. And it's kind of a protective measure. It's kind of a protective measure to be negative. Because if you're negative about things, then when things go wrong, you don't feel so bad. It protects you from being devastated. You know, if you expect the worst, then you don't feel so bad. You're not devastated. You know, if you go to the doctor, let's say if you got some type of symptoms going on and you go to the doctor and you expect the doctor to tell you, well, you only got 2 days to live or something like that, then you won't feel so shocked when the doctor tells you that. But if you go there hoping that, well, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just, you know, maybe I'm really in good health and this is just some temporary little thing going on and whatever, you know, you feel like you'll be crushed if you have a positive attitude. So don't have the positive attitude, have the negative one. Stay with the negative because that'll protect you. It'll protect you psychologically. And that's the only protection, psychological protection. Stay low, stay down. That way, you know, you don't have so far to fall. And I learned in life that I learned to have a positive attitude. Sometimes things don't work out for me. I'm not going to say that everything in my life works out. Every time I do something, it always is success. I have more failures than successes, way more. You know, I think for every one success I have in life, I have like 10 failures, maybe more, maybe 50 failures for every one success. But, you know, and I have a lot more failures than most people, than the average person, but I do things, you know. I think about something that Einstein said when he said that, you know, anyone who has never failed is someone who doesn't do anything, basically. You know, I'm probably not quoting it exactly what he said, but that was the basic gist of it. You know, I think the quote was, anyone who has never failed is someone who has never tried anything new. I think that's the quote. And a lot of people don't try things new. They do the old stuff. They always do what they're familiar with, what they're used to, because they know how to do it and they know the outcome. And that's what people like. They like having situations where they know how it's going to turn out. You know how everything is going to be. So you don't try anything new. You stick with old things. Stick with what you're familiar with. You know, this is new. Putting up videos is new for me. I mean, now I have like 127, I think. This will be 128 if I put it up. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, this is all new to me. And I don't know how to make I really don't know how to make videos. I mean, you can tell. Everything I do is in one shot. There's only one video that was actually different shots. And I was just experimenting with something. But I have software for editing videos. I don't know how to do it. And if somebody could actually give me some advice, please do put it in the comment section. And, some advice, or, contact me. Write a note, and maybe we can get together and you can show me how to edit my videos or something. I would love to be able to do that. If I can get better equipment and edit my videos, fine. But it doesn't matter. Even in this primitive way, I'm still going to make my videos. I'm going to keep doing it. I believe in just trying something new. I get criticism for the things I say. I get criticism for my view. And I've never really thought about talking about the things that I believed in, at least not to public. I've said before, I'm probably the most recorded person in history, because I have like literally thousands of cassette tapes that I've made prior to getting on YouTube. But I always made those for my own personal listening and working out ideals in my mind. But this is the first time I put things out there for other people to make a comment on, to criticize or to praise. And so this is new to me. I'm taking a chance I might fall flat on my face. But I think that, I like it. I love the adventure of trying something new. When I've traveled, like when I went to Japan, and I keep mentioning that. I know I mentioned Japan to the point where people think, okay, I'm tired of hearing about you in Japan. But that was an adventure to me, because it was like I went there like by myself. It was like, that was as scary as it would be for anybody to, like, wow. But it was scary but exciting at the same time. Yeah, I could fall flat on my face. I remember before I went, I was at the dentist office, and the dentist and all the people there, most of the patients there are Japanese. And I remember, someone saying to me, aren't you going to be afraid? You're going to be by yourself. And I said, I'm not going to be by myself. There's 128 million people there in Japan. And she said, well, no, that's not what I meant. Yeah, but that's what I meant, because I'm not by myself. There's going to be somebody there to help me. And there were people who helped me. The very first day when I got off the train, went from the airport, and it got to Tokyo Station, and I'm trying to figure out how to operate the machines to get on the subway. And some guy, he didn't speak any English, but he came out and he knew exactly what I wanted, and he helped me. And he really impressed me, with how, his willingness to help a total stranger. It's just one of those things that I look at stuff and I get to thinking that my thing is, though, you should believe and you should move forward, and you should not be afraid to take a chance and try something new. Even if you fail at it, it's the adventure of trying new things. I think that's how discoveries happen. A new way of thinking, a new way of looking at something, a new technique. That's how discoveries happen. Don't be afraid of failing at things. Don't stay low because it's safe. Take risks in life. Take a chance and try something different. That's what I'm thinking.